Hey Sooyeon, how's your vacation?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fine too. What are you doing now?
I was doing some research to help my sister's assignment.
What's the assignment about?
It is about if an incomplete memory can act as a legal evidence.
What does it exactly mean with the word incomplete memory?
It means the memory that could have been manipulated. In other words, it is memory you might remember differently with the kind of thing you experienced before.
Then why are the memories incomplete?
Human memory is stored in neurons called engram-bearing cells. When you try to remember an event, pieces of information are reassembled from these cells as if they were building a Lego block. However, if the external environment is involved in the process, the combination will be distorted.
So, it means that memorizing is actually recombination and interpretation of our experiences, rather the storage and duplication of our experiences, and this is the reason why memories are incomplete, right?
Yes, now let's talk about this topic. I think incomplete memories cannot act as a legal evidence. How about you?
Then I'm on the besides of you. I think incomplete memories can act as legal evidence in the court. This is my first argument for why incomplete memories can be used as legal evidence. The point is that the memory is not extinguished, but is interpreted wrongly by putting too much pressure or asking wrong questions. Some people most of the people feel pressured when everyone else is counting on them. This might lead them to saying something that is wrong or inaccurate. Asking closed questions such as what was the color of the hair, or worse leading questions such as it was white, wasn't he? Often leads to incorrect answer. This kind of oppression and wrong method leads to distorting of memories. It is much better to let people tell the memory of their own accord, without interrupting and without asking questions afterwards. This way, we can trust our incomplete memories, and with high possibility, the memories will not be distorted.
Okay, I get it. Do you have any other argument?
Moreover, memories can act as an important clue. Memory of eyewitness can provide new clues or connecting links among events that happened. In a lot of crime cases, police might have some evidence but not critical one that tells who is the criminal. The memory of eyewitness can explain when and what happened, a motive and the whole picture if the crime could be established when based on the witness account of the story. Also, memories are usually incomplete, so if incomplete memories can't act as legal evidence, we can't secure enough evidence for the cases that happened. Here is one experiment that shows that memories are usually incomplete. In 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded. The professors examined the situation where the students heard the accident news with a 7-question questionnaire. After 2.5 years, the same students were surveyed with the same questionnaire once again, and were asked to indicate the accuracy of questionnaire answers by a score of 5. The results were surprising. The average accuracy the students answered was 4.17, but only 25% of the students remembered filling out a questionnaire. Compared to the first questionnaire, 25% of the students answered all 7 questions differently, and only 10% had similar memories as before. The more surprising was that the students who gave different answers from the first one persistently insisted that their current memories were correct, even when they saw the initial questionnaire. Similar experiment was practiced at the time of the September 11 attacks, but the result was the same. Considering that the Space Shuttle Challenger explosion and the September 11 attacks must have been shocking, our memories are easily distorted, even if they are about shocking events. This experiment shows that much of our memories are incomplete. So, if we don't use the incomplete memories as evidence, we cannot have secure evidence enough.
I think incomplete memories can't act as legal evidence. First, our memory can be falsely created or distorted afterward. Our brain likes to believe that something happened, even if they didn't. There is an experiment conducted in 2002 by Stephen Lindsay, a psychology professor at Victoria University in New Zealand. He recruited 20 people who had never been on a hot air balloon in the past. He manipulated the subject's childhood photographs. In the photos, a child was riding a hot air balloon with his father. Lindsay showed it to the subject and asked if he remembered that event. And his family also told him that he wrote air balloon with his father. At first, the person said he doesn't have the memory, but after being asked several times and hearing the story from his family, he said, "Yes, I think I wrote air balloon." As this experiment shows, our memory can be created. Also, our memory can be distorted. Suppose a high school junior visits her sister's college dorm room for the first time. She's never been to dorm before, but she's seen dorms in movies and read about them. When she describes the room to another friend after the visit, she might say something she saw in the movies, not what she saw exactly because of the confusion.
I understand. Good argument. Is there any other reason you disagree with the topic?
There is. Second, as memory can be manipulated in a direction favorable to either side, memory can make an innocent person a criminal. There is an example that supports this statement. In 1980s and 1990s, memory recovery movement was a big hit in USA. Many women who visited psychotherapists to receive treatment for various psychological disorders at the time regained memories of sexual harassment suffered by their parents or relatives. There was a woman called Aileen Franklin. In 1989, he accused her father, George Franklin, of murdering his childhood friend Susan Nathan 20 years ago in 1969. In January 1991, his father Franklin was sentenced to life in prison. The total evidence of such a sudden incident was her memory recovered by psychological treatment. Ellen said he remembered 3 other murders. Father Franklin pleaded innocent but was put in jail. However, other evidence such as DNA tests proved his father's innocence and his alibi became clear. In the end, his father Franklin was proved innocent. It's a complete comedy and tragedy. If you follow incomplete memories to act as legal evidence, tragedy like this may occur frequently. Our memories can be created even if nothing happened. You said that the memories are interpreted wrongly by putting too much pressure or asking wrong questions, but I disagree with it. Even if there isn't any interference, memories are distorted by themselves, so we can't preserve the complete memory. The hippocampus of our brain is responsible for memory. It helps us to store the newly attained experience or knowledge as long-term memory, but we don't know the exact process by which the memories are stored. Also, the accuracy of the stored memories depends on the degree of activity of hippocampus. In one study, the students whose hippocampus were active while memorizing remembered well, while the memories of the students whose hippocampus wasn't active while memorizing were distorted. As this experiment shows, the hippocampus often makes mistakes. So even if we put no pressure, the memories will be distorted. I think your argument that we can prevent the distortion of our memories is inappropriate.
You have a point. Then how do you think about my second argument?
Well, you said that we can use memories of eyewitnesses to get new clues, but I disagree with this idea. Of course, we can get new information from the memories of eyewitnesses, but we can never be sure if the memories are correct or not. If the memories are not correct, we shouldn't use them as legal evidence. Using distorted memories can make an innocent person a criminal, as I mentioned earlier. So I think this argument is missing an important point that all memories are likely to be distorted and inaccurate clues can't be used as legal evidence.
Memory is usually distorted when the stimulus is applied. If a person isn't interfered while remembering, the memory can be close to the fact. Therefore, even though the memories get easily manipulated, as you mentioned in your argument, when we don't interact the witness too much during the court, we will be able to handle with incomplete memories. A judge's role is to hear and identify what is true or false. Therefore, in the court, it should not be allowed to put any kind of pressure to the witness to get the most correct memory evidence. Then it will be fine to use incomplete memory for an evidence.
Good. How about my second argument?
Since scientific methods of the investigation have developed today and do not judge with only memory, a slight distortion of memory is likely to lead to an unjust victim. Our brain doesn't work the same way as a computer, so we can't memorize everything. So we deduce and create new things using clues that remain in our memories. The movie Memento shows that the memories are subjective. The theme of this movie is memory is not a record, but an interpretation. The main character has a disability that can only remember for 10 minutes. So he tries to record every moment, but his memories are manipulated by other people and himself. The problem of our memories is not that they vanish, but that they are interpreted subjectively. So the distortion of our memories can be avoided by not interpreting memories subjectively, even if the effect is minimal. Making conclusion, this kind of memories might be hard to use as a main evidence for the case. However, it can be used as the evidence to help solve a case and get a direction.
I thought that the incomplete memories can never be used as legal evidence, but your argument that incomplete memories can be used as legal evidence also makes sense. Well, it's natural that every single piece of evidence is precious and necessary in the course of the trial.
I feel the same way. After listening to your arguments, I thought that using incomplete memories as legal evidence may cause a lot of problems. Using incomplete memory also can be improper from the view of neuroscience.
Right, a trial is something that can change a person's life depending on the situation, so we will have to be very careful with every use of evidence. Discussing whether incomplete memory can be used as evidence of trial should be continued.
I hope other friends to think about this topic too.
Thank you for watching our video.
I wish you could swim like dolphins can swim.